What if I told you the best place to live in Charlotte isn't even in North Carolina? There's this lakeside town just 25 minutes from uptown where the schools are top-notch, the taxes are lower, and the lifestyle feels like a vacation every single day. It's called Tega Cay, and right now it's one of the most in-demand spots for families relocating to the Charlotte area. The thing is, most people don't even find out about it until after they've bought somewhere else. And when they do, they always say the same thing. Why? Why didn't anyone tell us about this place sooner? So before you lock in on Valentine or fall for all the buzz in South Park, both really nice places by the way, you might want to see what's quietly happening just across the border, right here in this incredible community called Tega Cay. So what makes this little lake town across the border such a magnet for families? It's where your kids can ride their bikes to school. The lake's 5 minutes from your front door, no matter where you live, and you still get that full neighborhood feel unlike lots of lake communities. And it's doing this without sacrificing your commute or lifestyle, because that's exactly what's going on in Tega Cay, South Carolina. It's this little pocket just across the state line that's absolutely blowing up for families right now. And I'll tell you why in a second. But first, hey, I'm Joe Mcintosh, and if you're new here, I help folks relocate to the Charlotte area, both North and South Carolina. And if you're thinking about making a move this way, shoot me a text, give me a call. It's no pressure, just a conversation to make sure this move makes sense for you. So why is Tega Cay getting so much attention lately? It's simple. Families are looking for safety, great schools, water access, and tight community. And a lot of people don't even realize you can have all of that just minutes outside of Charlotte. But here's the twist. Tega Cay doesn't feel like a suburb. It's got a whole vibe of its own. And if you stick around, I'll show you exactly what that lifestyle looks like. From golf carts to ski shows to Friday night pizza spots your kids are gonna love. Now, before we get into all that, let's start with something practical that's actually bringing families across the state line in the first place. What's making parents jump the state line? So here's the thing. When most people think of relocation, they're looking at Charlotte proper, maybe Ballantyne, maybe Matthews, Myers Park. But when families start digging a little deeper, they start hearing wisps about Tega Cay. It's peaceful, it's safe, it's on the lake, and when you drive through it, it just feels right. Like, okay, this is where I want to raise my kid, right? One of the big reasons folks move here, that mix of lifestyle and value. You can find neighborhoods where kids run the sidewalks, the schools are top-notch, and the homes, they're more affordable than a lot of Charlotte's most hyped-up zip codes. Tega Cay also has that built-in vacation feel. The lake's always close, the sunsets hit different, and on any given day, you'll see families walking down to Windjammer Park or pulling coolers onto the boats for a Saturday on the water. Oh, Andy, yes, this is a golf cart community. I know that might sound like a small thing, but once you live in a place where you can drive your kids to baseball practice or roll over to the marina in a cart, it hits different. You'll never go back. And when it comes to pizza nights for the family and sleepovers, make sure you hit up Village Pizza. The bacon and spinach stuffed pinwheel is to die for. And we haven't even touched on schools yet, which we're gonna get into in just a minute. But first, let me tell you why parents really fall in love with this place, and it's not just what's on Zillow. Tell me in the comments, is lake life for you? All right, let's talk about what really matters to parents, because yes, square footage is nice, but what we all care about is where our kids are gonna grow up, who they're going to grow up with, and how safe is it gonna feel. And on that front, Tega Cay absolutely nails it. The schools are part of the Fort Mill School District, which, for real, no lie, is one of the best in the state. You can Google. We're talking straight A's across the board. Elementary, middle, high school, all ranked 9 and 10. If you're coming from a bigger city, maybe even Charlotte, where school ratings are hit and miss, this feels like a win. You'll also notice something right away. Kids actually walk or bike to school here. That tells you something. It means families and people feel comfortable. It means traffic's not crazy. It means neighbors look out for each other. In sports, don't even get me started. From rec league t-ball to high-level travel soccer and lacrosse, this community goes hard for youth sports. There's always a game, always a practice, always something for you to plug into. Your weekends will fill up fast. Oh, and while we're on the subject of plugging in, I've got to show you the kinds of events Tega Cay puts on for families in the community. We'll get into all that in just a second. Before that, let's talk about something a little less exciting, but still really important. Let's talk cost of living. How we're gonna hit your wallet. The hidden cost advantage. What you get here that you don't get in Charlotte? All right, y'all. Let's get into the money part, because let's be honest, even if this place is perfect, it's gotta make financial sense. Here's the good news. Tega Cay is actually a really smart move when it comes to value. Homes are a little more expensive than Charlotte proper on paper, but when you look at what you get, it's a completely different equation. Lower tax, lower insurance, lower overall cost of operation. A lot of folks don't realize this, but South Carolina property taxes are significantly less than Charlotte. And over 5 to 10 years, that adds up fast. Plus, you're not paying extra for things like private school because the public schools here in York County are already that good. That's thousands of dollars a year that stay in your pocket. I just made the switch myself and I'm super excited about it. Now let's talk utility. Power in Tega Cay is super affordable, like half the national average in some cases. Fiber internet covered. HOA fees really don't exist. And because it's a smaller city, everything's run locally. You're not calling some national hotline when something breaks. You're talking to the city office. Is Tega Cay starting to look like somewhere you could live? Give me a call and let's schedule a Zoom. I'd love to have a conversation and help you lock in this process. Look, I always tell folks, don't just look at the list price, look at the lifestyle cost. And in Tega Cay, that lifestyle gives you way more room to breathe. But lifestyle's not just about money. It's about how your family spends their time. And in Tega Cay, that's pretty special. Let's talk. So what does daily life actually look like here in Tega Cay? It's kind of hard to explain until you experience it. But imagine this, Saturday morning, you're loading the kids onto the golf cart, heading to the community park for a Little League game. You swing by the marina, wave at your neighbors headed out on the pontoon, grab a beverage at the Shore Club, and Friday nights, you're at Windjammer Park watching a ski show because Tega Cay has its own water ski team. Yeah, it's that kind of town. This place is built for community. There's something going on almost every month. Through the summer, concerts in the park, 4th of July parades, movie nights, fall festivals, trunk or treats. If you've got kids, this place delivers big on memory-making moments. And it's not just the events, it's the way people show up. You'll see the same families again and again. It becomes familiar. The people here put effort into the neighborhood, into the schools, into making sure newcomers feel welcome. That's probably one of the things I hear most from families who move here. It just feels easy, like you're not starting from scratch every time you go to the park or join a group. Oh, and we'll get into homes in a second, because I've got some real thoughts on what Zillow doesn't show you. But before we get there, if you're watching and Tega Cay is starting to feel like it could work for your family, send me a quick message. I'd love to help you sort through everything you need to know. Neighborhood, price points, all of it. All right, ready for home. Let's look at the homes and see stuff that doesn't show up in the listing photo. All right, let's pull back the curtain a bit. If you've been following Zillow or Redfin, you've probably seen some homes in Tega Cay and gone, wait, why is this wood-sided home from the 70s listed at $550? And that's a fair reaction. Here's what you need to know. Tega Cay is made up of very different zones and each one has its own personality. You've got these original treehouse homes down on the peninsula, smaller lots, funky driveways, maybe no garage. They've got charm for sure, but they're not everyone's cup of tea. Some of them are right on the water, which is part of why the price can be surprising. Then you've got more traditional homes in neighborhoods like Lakeshore and Seven Coves I am right now. These are bigger, more modern, often with garages and nice yards. You might even find a waterfront townhome on the other side with its own boat slip, which is a hidden gem in the mid 400s to mid 500s. There's a lot of variation in Tega Cay, which is great if you have options, but it also means you really need someone to guide you through it. I've had clients come down thinking they wanted new construction and end up falling in love with a backyard that opens straight on to the lake. The thing is, what shows up on the MLS won't tell you if a yard is flat enough to play catch, or whether there's good sunlight for a garden, or if the house is 10 feet from your neighbor's window. So if you've got questions about how the neighborhoods actually live, not just how they look online, hit me up. I'm happy to walk you through what to expect and what to avoid. And speaking of what to expect, the last thing we need to talk about is timing, because as amazing as this area is, there are a few reasons you might want to act sooner rather than later. All right, let's talk timing, because here's the deal. Tega Cay is not some up-and-coming spot anymore. It's here. The word is out. The secret's gone, and families are locking in homes faster than ever, especially anything under 700,000. Inventory is tight. A lot of what hits the market goes quick, especially the good stuff. The homes with flat yard, cul-de-sac lots, waterfront views, or even just a garage and some charm. Those are gone before you know it. And when they do pop up, you gotta be ready, prepped, and positioned. I'm not saying that to pressure anybody, but if Tega Cay is even on your radar, the best move is to start early. Let's just talk. I hope you get a feel for the pricing, neighborhoods, communities, all of it. So when the right house hits, you're already ahead of the game, because y'all, this market waits for no one, especially not in neighborhoods like Seven Coves or Lakeshore or down in the acreage, where people move in and stay. Now, if you're thinking, maybe we'll buy next year, just know that home prices don't usually backtrack in places with zero crime, top schools, and limited land. What's available right now might not be available next spring. So here's my advice. Let's have a no pressure call. You tell me what you're thinking. I'll tell you what's realistic, and we'll go from there. If it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, we'll find somewhere else on the map that fits your family. All right, y'all, thanks for hanging with me. If you've made it this far, I hope you're walking away with a clear picture of what life in Tega Cay really looks like. And hey, if you're even thinking about moving this way, whether that's next month or next year, just reach out. I'm Joe Mcintosh. I live here, I work here, and I'd love to help you figure out this with zero pressure and all the information.